Did I post a Discord? Oh, here we go. I hear.
Oh, hi.
Oh,
wait, am I sideways?
You are sideways.
Okay, hang on.
That's
Let me
okay.
see if I can fix this.
Oh, well, there you go.
Wait, there we go.
Perfect. Can you hear me fine?
Yeah, I can.
Awesome.
Wait,
Oh, there you go.
there we go.
It's weird to see you without your glasses and bow tie.
Yeah, I know.
Strange.
There's always a glare whenever I try to do interviews.
Right. I wear
wearing sunglasses.
Yeah, these are actually prescription. I like really need them to see. So
I really need my glasses to see too.
So I do wear these. It's just been a staple, but like I have to, or I can't see my notes. I can't see anything. So, but you can see the glare. You can almost see the monitors in my eyes.
And that's something that really gets to me. So I usually just opt out.
Just look somewhere else or something. Just don't look at my glasses. I want to thank you first of all for giving us the time tonight or today. Usually we're at night. That's why I said tonight. But
yeah, no, thanks for I guess redoing your schedule so that you could fit me in today.
Yeah, anytime. Otherwise I'd just be outside yelling at my daughters for throwing each other in the pool. But what are you gonna do, right? I was just saying before you popped on, and I'm very excited to talk to you. And all the stuff I have lined up. I was really excited because when I was taking notes, I thought I read you were from Springfield, Massachusetts. And I'm like, oh,
no.
This girl is a Sox fan. But then I double checked it, and it's not. It's Springfield, Missouri, which is probably a great place, but not Springfield, Mass. But
there's a Springfield in like every state.
Everywhere.
Whenever I say Springfield, Missouri, people typically think that it's actually Springfield, Illinois. In fact, I've been to a couple of concerts in Springfield, Missouri, where the bands mistakenly say Springfield, Illinois. So,
yeah,
the lesser known Springfield for sure.
There is a Springfield. Actually, wow, I'm really good at not only date myself but bury myself. I watched soap operas with my mom and grandmother when I was young. Mm-hmm. One of them was The Guiding Light, and in The Guiding Light, the name of the town was Springfield. So it definitely is everywhere. Mm-hmm. But the other cool thing, we have the same birthday. December.
Oh, cool.
We are a week before Christmas.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Yeah, right. It worked out well as a kid. Now these days, I just celebrate for like a month long.
See, and I do the opposite thing, and I feel like I just never have a birthday, so like don't want to bother people.
Oh,
yeah.
See, I've started claiming I'll start celebrating on the 18th, and I'll go all the way to the New Year. So that's like 4 weeks. But yeah. So thank you, and so I want to start off. We're gonna get to your in-ring work. Your debut match with Angelina Love and in the Ring of Honor Women's Division, all that. But I want to start with roller derby. You did that for how long?
8 years.
8 years. I remember watching roller derby on TV way back in the day. That is extremely physical sport.
Well, did you watch like actual roller derby? Or did you watch like when did you watch it on TV?
I'm an older gentleman, so I was born in '79, so I'm 40 something or other. What I was watching seemed like roller derby wrestling to me.
Yeah, see, that's not actually roller derby.
Okay.
So you were probably watching Roller Jam.
Yes.
Which is not, exactly.
Okay.
So that's not actually the type of roller derby that's played now. So I played for Springfield Roller Derby, obviously in Springfield, Missouri. And we played flat track under the Women's Flat Track Roller Derby Association. So the WFTDA. So they're kind of like roller derbies, NFL or NHL or something like that, like our governing body that we skate underneath, that they dictate the rules and the minimum skills required to play and stuff like that. So the roller derby that I played is a full contact sport on roller skates. But there's no like wrestling about it. So there's no like
no
learning
characters.
to take bumps. There's no cooperation. I mean, everybody, I have indeed met some characters. I would say that. But it's not like Roller Jam, or even Whip It isn't a really good explanation, because you can't like use people to like hit other people or like throw elbows or anything like that. It's like full body checks, more like hockey, honestly, but involving a race.
So is that more physical than like when Gresham brings you into the dojo, is that more physical roller derby?
Um, I, it's kind of apples and oranges. I would
Okay.
say that it's just as physical on either side, but in roller derby, you get to wear like
Oh
elbow
yeah, it's
pads,
true.
and you're required to wear a helmet. You're more likely to like seriously injure yourself without proper padding in roller derby than you are in wrestling, I'd say. But wrestling is like there's just as much risk involved, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I must have definitely been watching that fake roller derby because I remember characters. I remember swinging people into
Yeah.
others. I
Well,
remember
that's called a whip. So
okay,
that's a
you
real
can do
thing, but
that.
it's not
Okay,
used as often as people think it is
okay.
because I mean it's better for banked track because you're using like momentum and centrifugal force or whatever. I don't know what any of that
It
means, but
sound
you're
it
using
sounded
that
it sounded good. I
as
believe.
opposed to flat track where you're just like whipping someone around. But you
Right.
can whip people into other people. That's legal.
Oh man, it does sound like a lot of fun.
It is. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That's why I did it for so long.
Yeah, for sure. I'm just thinking like I take my kids roller skating and that's so boring to watch them just go around. If I could get them into
I grew
some
up skating.
right, if I could get them into roller derby, that could be fun. They like to
Yeah.
hit each other.
There is junior roller derby, the JRDA, Junior Roller Derby Association. So kids can play now, but there aren't a lot of teams that have like well organized children's teams.
Right.
And then there's always the baby violence, which is cute but kind of problematic.
Cute but not cute. At the same time. So does this lead you into wrestling?
Yeah, sort of. So I think I ended up going into roller derby to kind of get what I get out of wrestling now. And I never really found that in roller derby because I did want like more of the theatricality and stuff like that. Like I was good at it and I loved it. And I loved the fact that I was playing like a legitimate sport. Well, in some people's eyes.
Right.
But it didn't have like all of the showboating and grandstanding, I think, that I necessarily was looking for. And I was always a professional wrestling fan. So whenever I graduated college, my mom always told me when I was in high school, she's like, well, you can put yourself through wrestling school whenever you graduate from college. And so that's what I did.
There you go.
So I took like a soft retirement from roller derby and I was like, listen, guys, I love you. I'm not saying I'm gone forever, but I'm gone for right now. I'm just going to try this out and see what happens. And then my career just kind of like, took off.
Yeah. So it's I noticed researching before Ring of Honor, you had teal hair. You looked like you've probably heard this before. Candice LeRae. You gave me that Candice LeRae vibe with your teal hair.
Nobody's ever said that to me. No.
That's I thought when I said it, I thought I was gonna be like, I'm gonna insult her. She's probably heard it 1,000 times. But when I was researching, you were the ECWA Super 8 champion, I believe, that tournament.
Yeah, women's champion.
Right, and you had teal hair, and I looked at and I said, "Oh, I get it. I get it. That's just the vibe I got from what Candice is doing now." But that led into the dojo, the Ring of Honor dojo with Gresham. Gresham brings you in. What's your initial thoughts when someone of that caliber wants you to come in and train?
Well, I mean, at that point, I was so like early on in my career that everything, like literally everything seemed like an opportunity.
Yes.
Whenever I was on AEW, I didn't feel like I was ready for it. Whenever I finally had my first match, I didn't think that I was ready for it. And so whenever, like literally, like I just showed up to a Jonathan Gresham seminar and,
just happened.
So, I mean, it's all been weird. Everything is weird. And I've just kind of like fallen forward into everything. Like whenever I became the host of Ring of Honor, like there was no discussion about it. I just showed up to the venue in New York and they're like, hey, you host the show now. And I was like, okay, cool. So what I have learned about opportunities and how I feel about opportunities is like, you never feel ready for them. It's just how you react to it. Like I just threw myself into it and tried to make the best of everything that was put on my plate in front of me. But obviously like I was incredibly honored and it went really well because here I am today.
Here you are. And we had Maria Kanellis Bennett on here couple weeks ago, like right before your debut. She's great. And we talked about how, you're doing the announcing and the hosting and all that and then going to the wrestling. And she said, whatever you do, you always want to give it like 150%, whatever it was, you give it all you have, you're dedicated. And so that's how you fell into that. Because did you go to college for broadcasting, like PR stuff?
Yeah, I actually originally went to college for an anthropology degree, and I was one semester shy. My very last semester, I was like halfway through semester, and I ended up dropping out of all of my courses and then enrolling in PR the next semester. So yeah, like I realized mid semester, I was like, I don't really enjoy anthropology and biology that much. Like in theory, I like it. I like to talk about it. I don't necessarily know that's something I want to do for the rest of my
Right.
life. And I was like, well, what is something that you're good at and you feel passionate about? And I've always really enjoyed connecting with other people and like helping tell stories. And I thought that could translate well to communications and public relations. So I was like, okay, well, I'll do that. And then I switched, and then I graduated in like a semester and a half. It was awesome.
That does sound awesome. It took me like 6 years, but
Well, I
anyway.
mean, at that point, I had already been in
Right.
for nearly 4, so I was in 5.5 total.
You were probably pumped. So I first discovered you on Ring of Honor TV. I watch it every Monday at 7 when I click play with everybody else.
Oh, thank you.
And you welcome us with your
Yeah.
mug and your bow tie. How many bow ties do you have?
I don't know, a lot.
A lot.
It's a lot. Yeah.
Do
I
you,
got to a point, I don't even really buy them anymore unless I really need one to match the outfit. Like for Death Before Dishonor, I wore that like red velvet blazer, so I bought a red velvet bow tie to go for it. But at this point, I have a bow tie for nearly every occasion and holiday.
do you wear them when you're not doing Ring of Honor TV? Is it part of your regular? No.
Absolutely not. Do you have any idea how constricting
Yes,
bow
I
ties
do.
and button-ups are?
Yes.
No.
I do love a good bow tie, though. Every once in a while, if I have to dress up instead of wearing a tie, I will wear a bow tie. But I have to be careful because I may come off looking like one of the waiters at a wedding or something.
Yeah,
So
you have to make sure that you coordinate your patterns to look just a little bit more upscale than your typical waiter.
What was the thinking? Was there any thinking behind the bow tie?
Yeah, I think that there is probably less thought into it than people think that there is. And I have no idea how many times I've even told this story at this point. So it's probably like changed occasionally, but I'm pretty sure, like to my knowledge, the way the bow ties came about was like there was this idea of who the Quinn character should be. And it was sort of like drawing on like my tendency to be like a really headstrong but hyperactive and hyper anxious human.
Yeah.
So we kind of knew that she was going to be this like nerdier version of myself, I guess.
Okay.
But we didn't know like what we wanted me to look like. And I think that eventually I ended up like I went through like several different outfit choices and things like that. And we finally narrowed down on like just a sweater vest over a button up, just plain, like no nonsense, no frills. And I was like, well, I just dyed my hair brown after having it blue for the last 3.5 years. I'm gonna have to do something to stand out, like something to at least feel like I'm a little bit of like my personality still coming through. Yeah. So I think it was just kind of my way of like compromising and blending the two characters as seamlessly as I could and as well as I could.
Yeah. Pull it off well. I just heard my daughters screaming. So
they do that.
Yeah, I have 3 of them, so it happens constantly.
My sister has 2 right now, under the age of 2. So there's a lot.
God bless her. Mine are 11, almost 12, 8, and 4. So they're separated, but they're just, and we've been here forever. So it's just crazy.
Lockdown. It's been great for us all.
Like, let's get us out there. My oldest though is pretty excited. She's counting down the days she can get her vaccine shot. So she'll be 12 in June. So that's pretty cool.
That's very exciting.
Especially since she hates needles. I was really pumped to find out
it's not a bad shot though.
Not
it's
at
not
all.
a bad shot. It's like I barely noticed it.
Now they're singing. I told her it's like not. She did get her flu shot, and I go, it's actually not even as bad as the flu shot, which was shocking to me. But anyways, I want to get to the Ring of Honor women's division. I'm a big proponent of women's wrestling. First of all, obviously, I have ladies, so that's what I'm into. All women's sports right now. Ring of Honor women's Wednesday. First of all leading up to this tournament in the summer of sometime.
Yes.
You finally got your, I guess revenge could be a good word, on Angelina Love. Well,
I feel like you tell me it's revenge accomplished. Like if the mission is successful, then I think it's safe to say that the mission was definitely not successful.
you that will not be the first time you have your hands on. That will not be the first time you power slam her. Let's just say that.
I'm glad that you have so much confidence in that.
It will not. It will not. And that was one hell of a power slam, by the way. And Ian Riccaboni and Caprice, holy crap. Go back and watch it. They were going insane. And it was either Caprice or Ian. He's like, forgive us. That's one of our broadcast partners. Forgive us.
they're the cutest, honestly. Yeah. Like, in all honesty, they are just dolls. They're just dolls.
They seem amazing. So I watched the match, and although you didn't go over, I believe that you got over in that match. Someone always goes over, someone gets over. Angelina, what, 20 years, 7-time champion, all that experience. You, none. No experience.
Yes. Very little. Very little. None in Ring of Honor.
None in Ring of Honor. But you have something, and I say this to my kids all the time. You have something, or at least this is what I saw. You have something that you can't teach, and that is heart and determination. And that's what I took away in that match. So first of all, kudos, congratulations. Because I showed it to my daughters, and they loved it. And I said, this girl, this 5 feet of concrete, is going to be back in the ring. That's right. So do you feel, because it was a very wonky finish to the end of that match. Yeah. And we know Maria is on the board of directors. Yeah. Are they going to have to get together and fix that wonky finish, or at least give you another opportunity?
So here's the way that I look at it. I think that would be really great personally. Like, it would feed my own ego if I could present a problem, be like, hey, please fix this for me. Can I have another chance? But like, having watched it back so many times, Mandy was a nuisance, but like, she didn't, other than be a complete asshole. Yes. Sorry.
That's okay.
She didn't technically do anything wrong. And that was on me. Having said that, now I won't make the same mistake again.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Fool you once.
Right. I'm very new. I understand that I'm inexperienced, but I'm also a very quick learner. So I have that on my side.
Is a ticket to gold in your future?
It doesn't seem like it right now. That was the goal.
Right.
Yeah. And I came up short. So,
well, we'll see.
As of right now, no.
As of right now, as of this moment in time. But I have faith in you. I believe a ticket to gold is in your future. You have the history of winning tournaments. You have the history.
Well, I've lost a tournament and I've won a tournament.
Well, don't bring that part up. Just leave that part out.
I lost the first tournament I was in. The second tournament I won. And it was like my 8th, 9th, and 10th match ever, all in the same day. So that was fun. I want more than anything to be in the women's tournament. I can tell you that. And Maria says, and she knows this about me, that I put myself 150% into whatever I'm doing. I throw myself into it. And I don't get told no very often. So this is it's hard for me, but it kind of makes me just feel like I should keep chipping away and see what happens. And you say you want me to get one. And if maybe we can get a bunch of people on board and everybody says they want me to get one, maybe we can just force it to happen. Just create that reality. I
think we can. We get a groundswell. We need a fancy hashtag. That's what all the kids do. Fancy hashtags.
Hashtag Quinn's ticket to gold.
Quinn's ticket to gold. Perfect. Excellent.
Quinn's ticket to gold.
The quintessential ticket to gold.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's a long hashtag. Quinn's ticket to gold.
Quinn's ticket to gold. It's a long hashtag, but it's easy to remember.
It is.
You could technically put it on a t-shirt. Maybe that's the t-shirt that we get to be made next. I don't know.
Yeah. Get your community. There you go. I'm all for that. And I look forward to it. And Ring of Honor Women's Wednesdays is great. And I talked to Maria about this, how, is this leading eventually to a full woman show? And, it's way early to tell. It's way, who knows what's opening up and all this fun stuff. Me, personally, I want an all woman show.
That's the goal, right?
That is the goal, right? So I guess I don't have a question back there, but yeah, so you'd be on board, you'd be on board with that as well. I would assume.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, if we had our own show, I think that would be spectacular. But so we got rid of the Women of Honor Championship.
Correct.
In place of the Ring of Honor Women's Championship.
Yes.
So I also believe that there's a really firm argument that eventually, hopefully, the women just get equal airtime on television, and maybe we can get a longer show. And I think that that's what will benefit us the most, more than keeping the brands like completely separate. But I really would love if we kept a women's exclusive show to showcase younger talent and newer talent and give those girls like reps and time and opportunity.
Yeah, that is definitely something I always have a debate with, whether it's with my own brain or Vanessa, who's usually here. Vanessa, my producer, is usually here in our ear. She's actually getting her hair done, and she's been waiting an extremely long time to get her hair done. So
it's gonna look great.
It's gonna look fabulous. So, but we were saying, like, yeah, an all-woman show would be great. But you're right. Mm-hmm. Really, what should happen is equal airtime for the women wrestlers on, whatever the main program is. What Ring of Honor TV is like close to an hour ish, make it an hour and a half, and that's right. That's the way I would go with it. Vanessa's in the chat right now. She says she loves your bow tie and suspenders. That's right, suspenders. For sure. Couple things non-wrestling I would like to bring up that I learned, mostly from Alicia Toots' interview with you, because I love her and she always does good stuff. You love music, punk, rock, pop, alternative, jazz.
Yeah. I typically, I grew up very much like a pop punk kid. I really loved Fall Out Boy, and I also really liked emo music, so I was super into Panic! At the Disco. I really liked the Wonder Years, 4 Year Strong, Neck Deep, State Champs, and then recently I've gotten very into dream pop. So, and then I don't know, more indie stuff, I guess. Right now I can't stop listening to the Backstreet Lovers. I really, really love this band called Sea Girls. They're really excellent. And it's all got kind of a very similar vibe. I think it's because even in high school, I occasionally listened to ska. Occasionally.
There you go.
They don't hold that against me. But through that, a similar vein, but not the same genre at all, because this is how music's all connected, right? I discovered the Wombats. And I have always really liked the Wombats, and all the music that I'm listening to right now is very referential to that. So yeah, a lot of bands that are not from the United States.
Yeah. Although the state champs, if they're the same state champs that I'm thinking of, they're from my neck of the woods. They're up here in
I mean specifically the music I'm listening to right now.
Yeah,
a lot of non-American
yes
music.
For sure.
But yeah, state champs, a lot of that.
Great stuff. The other thing I wanted to bring up was you as a baker in this baking show. Has this baking show come to fruition yet?
Oh my God, no! I'm horrified that you even brought that up. I mentioned that once, 2 years ago.
You don't want to cook?
No, it's not that. It's just that I think that I was I need a New Year's resolution. I need to learn how to do a new skill. And then instead of finding the time to learn how to bake, I became the host of a show.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So
it's kind of hard to crowbar in cooking, unless you'll have to work it in. Maybe you can make something for Brian Zane or somebody. Maybe. No. Maybe Ian. Maybe you.
I bought the cookbook.
Yes.
That I was going to learn how to bake from, and then I baked a loaf of bread, and then never looked at it again. It's Paul Hollywood's How to Bake. I can see it on my kitchen counter right now from here. And no, I've not cracked it.
One of these days.
Well, the thing is that I find it really admirable to some of my friends and peers who can like wrestle full time and then also produce their own YouTube show,
Right.
and like also have a podcast and do all of that stuff. But my job at Ring of Honor is slightly different.
Yeah.
And I just don't have the brain power to sit down and edit my own videos at the end of the day.
Yeah, maybe Danhausen can help. He seems to be talented.
Yes, Danhausen, very talented, very hard to communicate with.
Yes, he would seem challenging. I would love to have him on the show. It would seem difficult to talk to.
He would sabotage me in a heartbeat.
He'd put
in a heartbeat.
Teeth in that bread. For sure. Well, Quinn, that literally is all I have for you. We're near the end of the show, but something I like to do at the end of any show is I'm going to give you the mic now. Now you're good at this because you're a host. I'm going to give you the mic. You can put over anything you want, bury anything you want. You can say anything you want. I will not interrupt. The floor is yours.
Okay, well, if that's the case, you can follow me at Quinn McKay across like pretty much anything. If it doesn't have a blue check mark next to it, it's not me. Please join us every Monday night for our Twitter watch party. #Watch ROH. We'll tweet along live with the most recent episode of ROH television, and we throw that up for free. And you can also tune in on Fight TV, so it's really accessible, it's really inclusive, and it's a fun time, and we all chat about the episode. Also, newly on Wednesdays, as we said earlier, Women's Division Wednesdays, so you can tune in. We also have a watch party for that. That one is not as popular yet because not as many people know about it, but every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, tune in to Women's Division Wednesday. We'll be live tweeting along that as well at #ROHWD. See you there.
Perfect. Excellent.
My dog's crying in the background.
That's all right. You let your dog know. Phenomenal dog pictures. A lot on your Instagram, which is Real Quinn McKay. Yeah. #Quinn's Ticket to Gold. Quinn, thank you for giving us your time today. Keep kicking ass because that's what you're doing in everything you do.
Thank you so much.
Have a great rest of your day and a great weekend.
Yeah, you too. It was a joy. Thank you.
Awesome. Bye.
Bye.
Great stuff.